fix that, and I just didn't fix it. All right, so are you four ready to begin? Yeah. I tried to open my script, and I opened the Little Caesars homepage for ordering pizza later.
Is that not me?
No, it's not. All right. Let us begin. 35 years ago, the prosperous city of Goldwell was invaded by a neighboring city-state. The brutality of the initial battle left them in shambles, and it took nearly 3 decades for them to turn the tide of the war. Now, as the first anniversary of the invasion since the end of the war approaches, the people of Goldwell are looking for some way to reclaim their lost valor. The Viscount, Lord Morin Brack, and his council of esteemed advisors are offering a hefty reward to anyone brave enough to venture into the crumbling ruins of the palace and locate an important religious artifact. Their hope is that the return of this piece of cultural heritage will bring some life and spirit back to the city. The allure of an overflowing bag of gold has drawn a intrepid but broke group of adventurers to Goldwell, and they now await an audience with the Viscount himself and his advisors to receive instructions and perhaps an advanced payment. So, to set the scene, the four of you, our tiefling bard, remind me of your name?
Garflunkus.
Garflunkus, the tiefling bard. Harp, what's your last name right now?
Pencil.
Harp Pencil, because you stole that pencil from me. Our Air Genasi rogue. You're wearing your armor right now, correctly? So we are Bulwark, the fighter gnome. And of course, I forgot your name as well, because I have the memory of a goldfish. Say it again. Porter. Yes, Porter, our Goliath sorcerer. You are standing in the hall of a mansion. Nothing too fancy, but definitely costed a pretty penny to create. And slowly, some guards open the doors to what appears to be a dining hall, but currently all the long tables and chairs are pushed up against the wall, except for one large chair set at the front of the room. And upon this chair sits a very noble-looking half-elf. This is Lord Morin Brack, who is, for all intents and purposes, in charge of the city of Goldwell. Beside him stands his beautiful wife, Gail. To his right is one of his advisors. His name is Kellum Ames. He is also a half-elf. Standing sort of at the foot of the little podium that they have set up for the Viscount is a man in very impressive armor. His name is Ares Norwood. He's the head guard of the city. And sort of over to the side, minding his own business, is a human man named Darby Schaefer. He is a baron, and he is sort of the pocketbook of this little group of leaders. They are what is left of the nobility of Goldwell since the war ended. So you three are led up to sort of the makeshift throne, and Lord Morin Brack rises and lifts his arm to you and says, "Welcome, adventurers, to Goldwell. I can't tell you how grateful I am that you are recovering our lost artifact. The people need something to look forward to again. Now here's what you need to know. The state of the palace is unknown. No one dared venture in during the occupation, and there have been more pressing matters to attend to since the war ended. We're unsure of the artifact's exact location." At this point, Darby, who's standing off the side, kind of pipes up a little bit, and he's like, "I would assume it's still in the old temple of..." But he is swiftly cut off by Lord Morin Brack, who continues, "It's deep inside the palace. That much we know. Back in the day, the building was full of traps and magical protections. Many were deployed during the invasion fruitlessly, I must say, and the rest have likely been dismantled or fallen apart. But be cautious nonetheless. You will, of course, be compensated handsomely for your bravery and potential sacrifice. However, let me emphasize that you must bring the artifact back to me and one of my advisors to receive payout." Any questions? And he sort of sits back down in his throne.
When do we get started?
Immediately, if you wish. If that is your only question. Ares and the... Oh, it is a handsome reward, don't you worry. So he sort of gestures for Ares to come closer, and Ares walks to you and begins describing the layout of the palace itself. It is an impressive building set up on a hill. You saw it when you entered the city. And he explains that the entrance is on the west-hand side. Just go through the doors and you'll have to wind your way into the palace to get to the temple where they think this artifact has been residing since the war ended, which is in the cardinal directions are really fun. Northeastern corner of the building, but that's really all he can tell you. And he also begins to describe the artifact that you are going to be looking for. And he actually has a picture that was, showing this for the camera, rescued during the invasion. Yeah, you can hand that to them. Thank you. He says, sorry about the shape that's in. That's the best drawing that we've got. Father Max probably has better ones, but no one's talked to that old coot in years. And as he mentions this Father Max, Morin cuts in again and says, yes, well, that's quite enough information for them to begin the search, yes. And he looks a little nervous. He's a little not sure about what's been said to you all, but, oh, they can hold on to that. That's for them. I didn't burn a piece of paper for me. All right. So, do you all have anything else you need from us before you head out?
Is the artifact itself dangerous in any way?
He sort of considers the question for a moment. It's delicate. I would handle it with utmost care. It means a great deal to our people.
Is this life-size?
No, it is much, much larger than that, at least 3 feet in height.
Oh.
If that is all, my guards will lead you out. And so some somewhat scary-looking large guards begin to sort of usher you out of the room away from the nobles. And you now find yourselves outside of the mansion. I'm going to pull something out for myself real quick. What would you like to do?
So remind me of your name.
Oh, I'm Bulwark. We met coming in.
And Harvey Penn, still. Yeah, my last name is Penn.
For those of you watching, Harp's last name is whatever the last thing they stole was.
I'm Garfunkel. Garfunkel, you can call me Gar.
I know means when I ever call you Gar. Just know that. No chance I'm calling you Gar.
Oh, yeah.
On quarter, it is, I don't know if it's nice to meet you all, but hello.
Mason, Tony just suggested if you want to sign into Twitch and have it on your other screen so you can see them, even if you don't have the sound going. Don't know how that's going to mess with your periphery if the sound isn't matching up with the picture, but if you wanted to try that, that might be not a bad idea. But please continue.
So, I mean, I guess, should we get a move on, or is,
I suppose that's all that's left to do.
all right?
Well, this is done. Yeah.
So where are y'all headed?
I'll follow the tall one's lead.
I guess I'm heading to the house then.
All right. Everyone going with? Cool. So you all start walking across the town. This town, it's going to take about an hour to walk across. It's fairly large, somewhat self-sufficient. You're going to walk through the marketplace and the town center. People are trading things. There's farms nearby where there's carts from all of that. You would love to indulge yourself in some of the delicious-looking food, but again, y'all are broke. You have zero money. That's why you're taking this job. So you make your way across, and now you're sort of in a residential district. There's houses, there's people. They sort of look at you a little bit funny, but they don't want to ask you any questions. And and you can continue walking by them if you wish.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you wish.
The looks don't bother me.
All
We
right.
have a lot anyway.
So, as you approach sort of the path that will lead you to the old gate, there used to be a big wall around the palace. It was taken down during the war, but you've been pointed the direction of where the gate is. As you get to where the gate is, sort of a little bit off in the distance, you see a sort of small, dilapidated-looking building. Kind of looks like it was slapped together. But you do notice that on top of this building, there seems to be a wooden structure that greatly resembles the drawing you have.
Is there anyone like standing guard or?
You're a little ways off. You need to get a little bit closer. It doesn't really seem like there are guards. You can kind of see people moving around, but you can't really tell what's up.
Make a perception check, see if there's any sort of danger.
Yeah, 100%.
That is a 5.
So, there's a building, and there's people around the building. That's about all you've got.
That's all we need. Let's go check it out.
You're gonna go check it out? All right, so as you approach the building, you realize that it does actually resemble a crudely constructed, but nonetheless a little chapel of sorts. You've probably seen multiple kinds of temples and churches on your adventures. This looks like any standard thing you would find. There's a little garden outside, and there's 2 young humans in the garden who seem to just sort of be like tending to it. As you approach, there's a man and a woman. The man sort of looks up and he's like, "Hello, strangers. Can I help you?"
Yes, we've been hired by Lord Warren to see if we can retrieve an artifact of no small importance.
At the name of Lord Mornbrack, this man's expression hardens. What artifact?
We don't have much else but a drawing. Could we show the drawing?
He almost snatches the drawing out of your hands, and he kind of shakes his head at it, hands it back to you, and he turns to the woman. He's like, "See, I told you this was going to happen. We need to tell Father Max." And he sort of rushes inside the building before any of you can stop him. I mean, if you want to try, you can, but he is in a hurry now.
I'll try to stop him.
All right.
Strength check.
Yeah, that'd be a strength check, right? I need to get my... Is it against his strength or is it against armor? Athletic or acrobatics. Yeah, hang on, let me get his character sheet out. Yeah, I'd call that an athletic check. Yeah, no, you grab him pretty easily. You sort of, he almost gets whiplash. Like you grab his arm and he kind of goes, "Ugh." I don't want trouble. I don't want trouble with you either, but you have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
And tell us, what sort of trouble is awaiting us?
It's not my tale to tell. Let me go get the father.
All right.
So he goes inside. You can wait outside or you can follow him. He doesn't really seem to mind the idea of you guys coming inside.
You guys want to hit on it?
Yeah, I'd prefer to follow him.
All right.
All right.
So you guys start walking inside. As you do, the woman who was outside with him sort of falls into step with you and is like, he's high-strung. I'm so sorry. So you head inside, and again, this is a pretty crudely constructed building. Even so, you can tell that, again, made out of wood, there is a symbol on the back wall that looks a lot like the top of that figure. And sort of sweeping up by the altar, there is a very old-looking man who raises his head at your entrance and sort of calls out, "Roland, who are these people? What's going on?" Roland looks at him and is like, "They're gonna try and get it. I told you they were gonna try and get it. Can I see the picture, please?" And he asks for them. Max kind of,
Back on this one.
yeah, whoever has it can hand it. Max sort of looks at the picture sadly and is like, I'm afraid you are right, Roland. Can I ask what about this artifact brought the four of you to my door?
Money. Simply put, money.
What do you want with the monstrance?
The monstrance?
We're just on retrieval duty.
You've been asked to retrieve it.
Yeah.
For whom?
We're Brack.
Morin.
I was afraid this day would come, but I didn't think it would come so soon. What did he tell you about this?
Seemed pretty,
You get money?
seemed pretty unwilling to give out information.
It was quite a secretive briefing.
That sounds like our good Viscount, now doesn't it? I understand the need for gold. As you can see, we do not exactly have it overflowing in this house, but that picture you have is a monstrance. It is the way that I used to connect with my deity before the war. I am afraid that the Lord does not want it for religious purposes.
Well, what purposes would he want it for then?
What else? Yeah, what other applications are there?
How does power over a god sound?
You keep mentioning this god, or who is it you worship?
This is a bit of a history lesson if you would indulge an old man. Since its founding, the people of Goldwell worshipped the Morning Lord Lathander. He's more commonly known as a Monitor around the realm, but we worship his Lathander form. Those who followed him received blessings of fertility and life. We prospered under his protection until the invasion. I served as his high priest in the temple in the palace that you've been sent to, and on the day of the invasion, I tried to recover as much as I could, but I was too late. Our walls had already been breached, and I was unable to bring the monstrance with us. The monstrance is how we connected with Lathander. It's how we communicated with him. He was able to tell us his emotions, his desires, and we could spread that on to the people. And in the invasion, it was damaged the last I saw it, but I had to run for my own life. The damage to the monstrance weakened our connection to Lathander, and as the war dragged on, people lost hope, people lost faith. I felt the Morning Lord's presence disappear little by little, and I barely sense him at all these days. And without the monstrance in my hands to repair it, there was nothing I could do. My fear is that Lord Morin wants the monstrance for himself, so he can appear as a hero to the people, present it to them as a gift, when his actual intention is to keep us from our God and keep that attention and praise for himself.
Has Lord Brack, has he been in charge of this city since before the invasion?
Yes, he was a very young man when the invasion happened, and I'm afraid we all lost things in the war, but he did his best for us, at least it seemed. But since the war ended, it seems his mind has been less on the greater good and more on other endeavors.
I see. And what do you suggest we do?
I cannot offer you gold, but I would beseech you to bring the monstrance to me. I believe I can mend it and restore our connection to Lathander, and then this town can truly begin to heal. I would have gone in for it myself, but I'm quite an old man, as you can see, and I'm not in the physical shape that I used to be. And at this point, the young man who was outside sort of steps forward, and he's like, I have told you, Father, that I would go in for it, but you won't allow me. And Father Max sort of waves him off and is like, It is very dangerous, Roland, I have told you.
Can I make an insight check on Father Max real quick?
Yeah,
I just want to see if he actually has the greater good in mind, if he wants to just make things normal.
Yeah, he's sketching me out
That's
too.
nat 20.
what does insight roll against? Well, he got it at 20.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
He appears genuine. You can tell this place was crudely put together, but it's taken care of. His faith is all that this man has left.
Father, if I may, what sort of dangers await us in this place?
The palace has been abandoned since before the war ended, and not many people have tried to venture in since. It's fallen into disrepair. Who knows just how dangerous structurally it is. And the monstrance itself is very delicate, and after 30 years of little to no connection, who knows what state Lathander will be when we find him. A deity is only as powerful as their followers, and, well, as you can see, me, Roland, and Clarissa are about all he's got left at this point.
Well, I mean, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm willing to find this thing for you if you really think it's best for this place.
Now, I have my doubts right now, but I'm willing to go along with it for now.
What would you in it for, bringing it back?
Again, I cannot offer you gold. I just can express how much it would mean to me to have my deity's presence back in my life.
My thing is, we can bring it to a bad person for gold, though.
You are
That's
free.
where I'm at. Yeah.
At this point, Roland's looking a little pissed off, and he's like, now how dare you come in here? And Max is like, Roland, be still. I cannot tell you what to do. I can only implore you with as much honesty and dignity that I have left.
How vast is the influence this god has?
At his height, we prospered. The fields were constantly overflowing with crops. People came here from afar to trade and deal. The marketplace was beautiful, just beautiful to see. We're surviving now. It's not a good life, but it's not as hard as it once was. But if we could return our deity to his former glory, I'm sure a second golden age could be upon us.
I mean, I guess all I have to say is there's more to life than gold. That's how I feel about it.
I guess you're right, Porter, I suppose.
Once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
At this point, Clarissa sort of steps forward and taps Father Max on the shoulder and says, "Father, perhaps we could go with them. If there's safety in numbers, we could help retrieve the monstrance." And
If this instrument is so delicate, I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to treat it there than try to take it somewhere else?
Father Max says, "Well, under normal circumstances, I would agree. At this point, I think my priority would be getting it out of that crumbling building. I would love to go with you, but again, my age, you can't do as much as you used to."
Can I talk to the party? Can we turn our backs?
Yeah.
Huddle real quick?
Max is like, of course you need to speak amongst yourselves, and he sort of turns to Roland as if he's going to scold him, all right, now, when we have visitors, I told you.
So if we kidnap the father and take him with us,
I want to know if he doesn't think that.
he doesn't seem to. He seems genuine. He's telling the truth. He obviously hasn't been in there for years. Whatever dangers are in there, Father doesn't know about it.
They keep talking about dangers. It makes me think it's something a little more than bad foundation.
I fear about their God and what happens if he's angered.
frustrated we are when it comes to God.
But again, if we kidnap the father and make him pay the god's toll, so to speak, his anger will be directed towards the father and not us.
Are you trying to kill him?
No, I don't know what the god will do.
How about, if it's gonna be any of these four, and I'm not agreeing with you, alright? I don't think this is a good idea, but if they were, what did we roll?
Well, I'm just thinking the one that has the most power and connection to the god should be the one to accompany us. And a step further, if we take him hostage, then the other two will follow.
Yes, they will follow, you're right. Roland's already getting there anyway, though. I feel like it's not much.
That's true. We could recruit them, so to speak. It's up to you guys.
If we're gonna try and kidnap them, I like to be kidnapping.
I think any one of us could kidnap the father. I mean, there's not much to do for that.
I just don't see the benefit, I guess, of kidnapping.
It'd be kind of fun.
I'm thinking that there's something in there that he wants us to face and not him. Because if this really meant so much, that the prosperity of the city, like, they would have gone in.
War, fair.
What if we attempt to recruit all three of them? But,
The father's not the father's own way.
We can recruit all, two of them, and then, this would help us kidnap the father. Not that they do the help for us, but what if they were?
I don't think Roland's super into that idea.
I think the distrust they have for us runs deep as of right now.
go on our way.
I think we should at least see what we're up against for now.
We'll come back and kidnap them.
Yeah, maybe. Again, we don't know what kind of danger we'll face. We don't know if we'll make it out.
Three of us go in, one stay back.
I think that's, while novel, probably
What?
probably a terrible.
There's gonna be a danger in this palace, we're gonna wanna face it together.
Yes. We're all in disrepair. We're all quite weak in our current states, right?
I figure we go into the palace, at least take it, like, we can poke our heads in and see what's inside,
Mhm.
and at least we'll have a better idea of what we're up against.
Scout out first.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, I guess let's see that.
Tell the father.
Alright. Father, I think we're gonna scope out the palace a little bit, see if there's a way we can potentially get in and out without making too much of a ruckus.
That is a very wise plan, and now that I think of it, I think there is at least one thing I can offer you for taking on this endeavor for me. And he sort of goes into a side room and comes back out, and he hands whoever wants to take it from him what looks to be a greater potion of healing.
Yoink. I grab that
All right.
immediately.
Roland doesn't look thrilled that that just happened, but he's keeping his mouth shut now.
I tell the father, you know, we thought about kidnapping you, but after that, you're a good man and I trust you.
Roland sort of like puffs up at that and is like, "You were going to what?"
We're gonna be on our way right now. It's been a pleasure meeting you folks. We'll be back if we need more help. Thank you very much. All right, let's get a move on. Let's get, let's go.
It was a pleasure, father.
The father sort of waves you out and is like, "Good luck, adventurers, and a thousand thank yous." Roland is not happy with you all.
Whatever.
Get wrecked. So, all right,
You're rolling.
you all have exited the little hut. You may or may not hear some yelling in the background. Where y'all headed? Where you headed?
I guess should we head to the palace?
Yeah.
All right, so you guys head up to the palace. You walk through the old gates of used to be the big wall outside the palace, and you begin climbing up it's a small, more of a hill than a mountain than anything, but you begin approaching the palace itself. Oh, that was just my phone, it's fine. All right. Is there anything you want to do on your way up?
I'm chomping at the bit to just get in there. I don't know about you guys, but
All right, so
I don't
then,
care what it looks like. I want to go
all right,
in.
then you reach the doors.
I'm just gonna make sure I got everything for Capstone.
Oh, my map.
I can't really see it in this angle.
Yeah, let me.
Still saying.
I can lift you up. I mean, yeah, if you just want to point at the or at the thing for a second. Maybe could do an aerial view. Chopper 5. Yeah. I will be describing in great length what happens as you go, I promise. All right. So, do you all wish to enter the front door?
Absolutely.
All right. Can I have their minis? Oh, I have their minis. I'm a smart adult. Yeah, all right. So that is Harp. So Harp pencil at the moment.
Almost Harp Father.
Almost Harp father. That's true.
Almost
You almost had a really fun
missed opportunity.
I don't remember who that was our wife.
Missed opportunity.
That's our gnome. All right. So a gnome, an air genasi, a tiefling, and a Goliath walk into a dilapidated building. The green one is Harp. The one in purple is Garflunkus. The tall one is our Goliath Porter, and then the little gnome in heavy armor is Bulwark. All right. So you all enter the front doors. You see some smaller doors to your left and right, and in front of you there's a very large pile of crates and also what seems to be the smashed remains of what used to be a very ornate front door. There's just some sort of plywood-looking stuff there right now. So there's room to go past the pile of stuff, so you can go to the left or the right or forward.
Always go left first.
Yeah, so I think they look like that.
Trace.
All you can see, or roll for perception if you want to know what's going on.
I don't know what's it.
The D20.
Makes your wisdom.
That's a 7. Not very perceptive.
I got a 2.
7, 2, and
What do I add to?
on your sheet.
Oh, 19.
Oh, what'd you roll?
He's the only one of us that passed twice.
A nat 1? All right, so Harp is looking around like you're at
You
Disneyland.
don't even know how you got here.
Harp's like, whoa, is this what a building looks like? You two, Mason and Austin, you're kind of looking around, but you're really not gathering much, other than the fact you're in an old building.
This place sure is old, isn't it?
It's an old building.
Our
yeah.
good friend Garflunkus, on the other hand, you can kind of see through the cracks in the doors to your left and right, and they just sort of look to be 2 rooms off to the side, just sort of standalone rooms. You don't know what's in them, but forward seems to be what going into a longer hallway. You can't see very far down it, but
Okay, so we should go left and right first.
You always check the rooms.
Yeah, check this.
Tactically, I learned that in training.
Oh, yeah,
Where's Trey?
what are we doing?
But
so yeah.
the left room is
You're all going to the room on the left?
tactically the best option.
All right, so you enter. Remind me what that room is, Alex.
Which one? There's 3.
They went left. Oh, no, they did. All right, more rooms. Okay, so there's a room on your left. There's a room straight ahead, and there's also, you could have continued in the same direction you just walked.
Left again.
Left again.
Left again. Trace the wall as close as possible.
All right. You're now in a small room. On the door, there seems to be a little, it's called a portcullis? Portcullis, it's basically where someone with like a spear or a bow and arrow could sort of stand and shoot at people if they were approaching the palace. But that's really all there seems to be in this room.
I'm just gonna peek my little head in it.
Peek your little head in it. All right, you can see outside.
Nice.
There's grass, there's stuff.
It's about what I expected.
Yeah, it's outside.
That's, yeah.
All right, so I think your only option is you can exit that room again.
And it's clear.
There's no there, like we can't go left again.
Nope.
We're left again to the room we came from. Let's check out the right room.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for moving the minis, Alex. All right. Now this is the room that I don't remember what it was.
What's that cut sound?
Right, okay. Yep. All right.
Someone doing yard work outside or what?
It's me. So you are in a what's just appears to be a storage room. There's some crates. A lot of them look to be empty. There's some rotting food, or what appears to be rotting, what smells like rotting food. But this appears to what at some point was a storage room.
Can we check any of the crates and any kind of...
Yeah. Roll for investigation. That's what it's called. I
How
shove
many crates are there? Can we all check?
Yeah, you can all. You can all investigate.
That's a 7.
That's also a 7.
Do I add anything to it?
You add.
Your intelligence.
I hate this man's character sheet. So 5. Yeah, you don't find any. There's like gross, squishy cobwebs and food and probably some rat poop. No, absolutely not.
Is that your deal for what, 35 years? So,
Yes.
This is about to be...
let's check on it.
All right, so you can go out the way you came, or there is another room you can go into from this room.
the room for this room, right?
All right. Yeah, Alex. So this room appears to be like some like quarters for like soldiers. Maybe there's just beds sort of lined up. Again, it all looks pretty abandoned.
Under the
What?
mattresses or the bed.
Oh yeah, there's another portcullis in this room, but
Ooh, I stick my head in it.
you can see outside.
That's awesome.
Maybe we should check to see if the soldiers left.
Yeah, under the bed.
That's where treasure belongings
Yeah.
are usually left, under the mattress.
Right. You want to roll for investigation again?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Do it.
2.
Nice.
15.
Nice, but not sarcastic.
I got 6.
6. Nice.
That one.
Nat what?
Wait, can I add insight or intelligence?
Investigation. Which is
Get those out now.
That's it.
It's intelligence, yeah.
Plus 3.
Plus 3, so you got a
Snacky
18. All right. Porter, you go over with your good friend, and you both are just sticking your head out the portcullis. You're just fascinated by. You're almost completely covered, but you could kill somebody from here. That's awesome.
Can I, like, not reach it and he's lifting me up?
100%. He's like lifting you up to
Yeah.
see like a kid at a state fair.
Jack and Rose, I'm gonna
That's so cute. Oh.
Yep. I was writing on something earlier. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. Gargar, you don't find anything. There's the beds, but that's really all that's going on. Harp, you find gross mattresses, moth-eaten blankets, moth-eaten pillows, rusty springboards. That's about it.
Are there any mods? Well, Stick them in your bag, and they're emergency rations.
Moths? Are moths edible?
Hey, roasted over a fire?
No, raw.
They're
emergency rations.
Okay. If you're actually trying to catch moths, I'm gonna need sleight of hand because those things are flitting around. It's a little bit dark.
I'm seeing a moth, I'm trying to catch it. Well, that's 18.
Yeah, let's say you grab 3 moths out of the air.
Moths, oh my god.
Plus 7.
7. Yeah, you grab like 1.
It's my lunch.
Or is that just like you?
If you want to.
Uh,
8.
Don't even try.
You
I'm
also-
already the master of moth catching.
No moths for you. Mothman over here already got them all. You can add 3 dead moths to your bag.
Oh, I didn't write that they were dead.
Well,
That's probably a good
catching them alive is not how.
Dead wolf is easy.
Well, you catch it and
Yeah, where's the
it gets
scale?
crushed in your hands. You're wearing armor, sir.
I'm sitting there sobbing with crushed moths in my hand.
Getting very concerned for your emotional stability.
well, shall we continue?
Yep. So you go back into the storage room, and then you go back out into the hall area. You can kind of go. You can go sort of. Yep. Okay. You can go to the right. You can go a little bit forward into the right, or you can go straight forward.
So can we go back to like the first room on the right?
Yeah, you can go. Yeah, if you went to the right, you would get there.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Alex, do you happen to have the smaller version of this map, or did we leave that at home? Okay. I'm gonna stand up because I can't see anymore. I don't have these things memorized. Okay. Why are you already in that room? Okay, so you can go straight forward or you can go to the right.
Right.
To the right?
Yeah.
All right, to the right is another small room like the one on the other side that has a portcullis.
Porter, you know what to
You
do.
want to stick your head out? All right, you can see outside. You can actually see Father Max Nathanson's little house in the distance.
Oh, really? I give a little wave.
Give a little wave.
Yeah.
That's sweet. That's all that's in that room now.
Okay.
Guess let's go straight then.
Alright.
Go back to the straight.
All right, next. The next room is similar to the room you were in on the other side that had all the beds, but there are massive piles of rubble in this room. This is clearly one of the walls that were breached at some point during this war. There's just rock and wood crumbled up. There's a couple of beds still sticking out and sort of thrown to the side in this room, but this room is pretty messed up.
There's no moth in
Make an
here.
investigation.
Yeah, we can search the room.
Yeah, there's still some moths in this room too.
More? Let's go. I just assumed there were.
12.
Okay.
You got that one all.
Well, my
Yeah.
investigation is 4.
4.
That's not my moth check, though.
No, that's not your moth check. This is just investigation. All right.
Yeah, I got a 12.
12.
19.
22. What'd you get? 12. Okay. 2 people got 12? All right. You sort of find some like bits of chainmail in there, like probably like pieces of people's like chainmail pants or shirts. But our good friend Porter, you actually find a whole rusty sword. Yeah. Or you're not Porter. I was reading the wrong name because they're next to each other on my paper. You're Harp. Harp finds a whole rusty sword. It's old, but like it looks like it could, stab things.
This qualifies stealing?
I was gonna ask.
Technically.
No one's had it for 35 years. It's like a, statute of limitations.
These people lost by.
I'm gonna leave the definition of stealing up to our rogue. You can decide whether this counts as stealing or not.
You know what? It feels like finders keepers at this point, so
All right.
I'll let it go.
They were.
But you can add You can add one short sword to your equipment.
Can I
So
now,
we didn't bring the other one.
can I moth check?
Okay. Yeah, you can moth check.
That's a 17. And is it athletics or sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand.
Damn, 17.
All right. So you get, there's less beds in this room because they were sort of blown apart. So you grab a moth. It's a good sized moth, but it's still a moth.
Can this one be alive? I was tender this time.
Mm.
Or maybe its wing is broken.
It's a live moth that's gonna get away.
Yeah, sure. It's alive. It's alive, but you gotta stand here like this.
Okay, yeah. I can.
He wants a familiar as a wall. He wants
You know what? Who am I to stand between a man and his moth?
the DM.
I ask myself that question every single
Listen. You can't do anything else while you're holding this moth, but if you don't have a leash.
Yeah, we found chainmail.
You found like scraps of chainmail. Okay.
I appreciate
Let's do some math real quick. Metal versus moth. Who is gonna win? This.
Just let live, man.
I pictured this moth with some of the.
Y'all are about to get negative inspiration. Hold on.
We'll just reboot the inspiration.
Does anyone have a name idea?
Just,
Charcoal.
prisoner.
Charcoal.
Prisoner.
I love charcoal. That's pretty good.
Charcoal.
Charcoal.
I'm not like her.
Okay. So that's all there is for this room, though. Do you want to move?
Next rule again.
Next room.
We are going through this castle slowly but surely.
All right. So the only place you haven't gone at this point is, or no, there's the farther up room on your right, or you can go forward again.
Did we hit the crates yet?
You move past them to
You
get
move
it.
past the crates. You can go back and look at them if you want.
Yeah, can we look at the crates?
Yeah.
You guys want to look at some crates? I
I'll
feel like
just-
we should have done that when we
I'll just
left.
be standing in the hallway muttering to my.
I just make a straight check to see if I can break this castle.
Yeah.
Did we say anything?
Yeah.
Any
Can I
points?
make a straight
Perfect, thank
check to see if I can smash open some of these crates?
Yeah. Roll for it.
That is 10.
10? Yeah, they're old and gross and moldy. They smash pretty easily.
Yeah, anything to know?
Um,
Do I have to do investigation?
what am I doing? Nope. It's just like this appears to maybe have been sort of a barricade of sorts, made up of just sort of leftover wood from the old door, from old crates, other wooden things that are broken were just sort of reused for this.
Next room. Anyone?
All right, so you can go straight forward or you can go a little bit to your right.
A little bit to the right.
A little right.
Okay.
Does anyone have detect magic? Anyone got any sort of anything like that? Potentially
Okay.
arrow our search?
I don't know anything about magic border. I'm not gonna lie.
You are now in what appears to be an old dining hall. There's 2 portcullises in this room.
You take left. I take right. Corner.
Yeah, exactly.
You stick your head out. You're looking out over the town.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice view. There's some tables, some chairs thrown around in here. This appears to be like a mess hall of sorts, not like the good dining hall, but.
There's another door connected to it.
Yeah, so from here, you actually, from this side, you can see that you could push your way through the rubble and get back into that sleeping quarters where you caught your pet moth. You can go forward from this room and go into another room, or you can go out the way you came to go down the hallway more.
Just down the hallway. We're right.
So you want to go back out to go down the hall?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll the hall.
Brave the hall. All right.
Many things in there.
So There's kind of, to your left, what appears to be a big open concept kitchen. You can't really see too much right now because like the big stove is in the middle and blocking your view, so you could go back in there or you can go forward.
Yeah, I'll go behind the stove.
All right, go behind the stove. There seems to be some rusty kitchen stuff in here, but that's all you can see just from standing and looking around. Yeah, there's cabinets. Roll some investigation.
Yeah, I'll just get
Nat 20, you almost immediately find a potion of healing. Sort of tucked in the back, but you open and you see it under the cobwebs and you snatch it. Snatch it. Did you just email me? Oh.
Just in case you need to put them into something.
Oh yeah. What'd you say? You got a 10? Yeah, you don't really. There might be some like really old gross sacks of like flour and grain that again rats have been crawling around inside of. Nothing edible, it's just abandoned and old.
I didn't make a check. I was just.
Yeah, that's you've got your buddy. All right, so the only place to go pretty much from here is forward again.
Keep forging.
Do it.
Bountiful rooms.
We don't mess around in this house. Okay. All right, so you'll move into here. Yeah, do it.
Mason, I'm gonna take the camera up a bit.
Okay, sounds good.
I can't really see what you're seeing, so tell me.
That works.
It's good? Okay.
All right. What's everybody's passive perception? 8, 10, 15, and
I didn't write it down. How do you find best perception?
It's what you would get on a perception check if you rolled a 10.
Oh, 9.
9. Okay, so 9, 8, 15, 10. Okay. So you all walk into this room and everything just seems to be as it has been, except Harp. You hear some rustling on the other side of the pile of rubble that's to your right. Something's moving back there. You can't tell much more than that.
Perhaps it's a bigger ball.
My God.
I would love to check.
Could be dangerous.
I've had dangerous.
Are you gonna be able to check?
Alex, come here.
Yeah, I'll just run straight to the runway. Whatever direction you point me.
You still have that problem in your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Porter, can you hold charcoal for me?
I'm gonna need sleight of hands from both of you. This is happening.
I'll go check. I'll need to give it your mom.
No!
What'd you roll?
On that one.
The second you open your hands even a little bit, it. Actually, wait, what was your sleight of hand?
19.
Yeah, he grabs it for you. And it is, he doesn't crush it, it's still alive.
Oh my God, Porter, I could kiss you right now.
I did so much planning for this, and they're fucking around with a moth.
I'm so inspired by that.
Yeah, actually, you can have an inspiration die. You are so inspired by his selfless saving of your pet moth.
How does inspiration work?
It's a
So for this kind of inspiration, you can get advantage on a roll you choose.
So yeah, at some point between now and the end of the campaign, you can have advantage on a roll.
Nice.
Just tell me when you use that.
Okay.
Okay.
So now,
So you're gonna go investigate?
yeah, pointed to the direction wrestling, and I draw my weapon just like super pumped up, and I trudge up there.
Okay. So you got your weapon out, you're trudging. Alex, perception or investigation?
Perception.
All right, can I get another perception from you?
14.
14? Okay.
Oh wait, is it passive?
You're still holding, he just trudged up to a big pile of rubble.
Yeah, you're still holding, you better still be holding charcoal. What?
Yeah.
Ah, you
Okay.
tough grip, hey.
So you sort of, 14?
Yeah.
So you are starting to climb over the top of this pile of rubble, and you can see sort of like as you reach the peak, there's somebody on the other side digging at it.
Can I go with him? I want to talk to him.
Yeah, I'll turn around to the party and I'll be like, psst, there's somebody here.
I want to meet him.
Yeah.
You whisper that?
Yeah.
Animal handling check, just have charcoal flying away.
No, stop. Why do
Okay.
you want to get rid of charcoal?
So
No. I want to make an animal handling check to keep charcoal from flying away.
no, wait, we're still on the whisper. You just whispered, I need you to roll stealth.
19.
Yeah, okay then. You whisper that to the group.
And then I'm going to turn around back towards the direction I was going
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just bang my hammer on a rock and yell, "I! Who are you?"
When he said that, you two said that you wanted to also join him up there. You see that he's about to hit something and make a lot of noise. I will give you a chance to try and grab his arm to stop him. So you,
Or athletics.
I think it's, you know what? You're like climbing up something. I'm gonna say acrobatics on both parts because you're also like hanging onto the eye side of this.
17.
Also 17.
So she does grab him, right? You are able to grab his arm and stop him from banging his sword on something.
Why can't we just have a nice conversation with this guy?
Well, they could be friendly.
Right, we could be friendly.
You're standing at the bottom of the pile of rubble, and you see that he Garfunkus just grabbed Bulwark, but you're holding this moth, and you're just like,
Handling check to try to keep charcoal with me, even though I open my hands.
I think one of
if you're just standing there, then you can hold on to him. If you're gonna try and climb the rubble as well, then
Try to go up there.
yeah, then I'm actually gonna call that also acrobatics. I'm gonna call it at a disadvantage because you can't use your hands.
Please don't. I'm begging.
If you try to do
You lose my moth, but we're not friends.
it's disadvantage acrobatics.
All of these portcullises, we put our heads in together. And if you get rid of this moth, I'll never forgive you.
3.
You slip, fall on your face, and you lose the moth. Actually, you crush the moth. You fall onto the moth.
Do I make a lot of noise too like that?
Yeah, that's pretty loud. Everyone, y'all were about to argue about him making noise, and you'll turn, and you just see
I turn around.
his arms are underneath him. He's flat on his face in the rubble, and he kind of looks up at you all, and he's got a guilty look on his face.
Okay, at that moment, I would climb down immediately. Attempt to punch
Okay.
Porter.
You're still grappling him technically. Do you want to let him slide back down? Okay, so you slide down. Are you guys gonna stay up on the rubble, or are you sliding down too? You're gonna stay up on the rubble. Are you sliding or staying?
I'm staying on the rubble.
Okay, so you two are still on the rubble. You two are on the bottom of
I'm
the
gonna punch him in the nuts right now, because that's all I can reach.
Hang on.
I'm not immature.
Hang on 2 seconds. Okay, as you just slid down and you're about to punch him, when from the other side of the rubble you hear a familiar voice. Is that you guys?
Is it the girl? Is it?
It's a higher pitched voice. It's a woman's voice.
It's probably Clarissa.
Oh shoot.
I don't think it would faze me. I think I'd still try and push it. You guys would hear it, but I don't think I would hear it.
So what do you do?
Explain it all, so.
You,
I'd like to know if it is.
okay, roll perception. Yeah, +3. That's a 10. Yeah, it's a woman's voice. You've only heard Clarissa's voice once. It could be her, but like you can't 100% say.
I roll to see if
Yeah, also perception. Yeah, it's Clarissa. Hi, is that you guys? Hello?
I'm not even listening to her. I'm cradling my head.
Okay.
Yeah, we agree that it is us.
So you say that it's you guys?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna say at this point, you guys are up there. You peek over the edge, and you see Clarissa has taken a step back from the rubble, so she can like look up, and she's like, "How'd you guys get over there? We've been trying to climb through this rubble for like 20 minutes."
How did she get over there?
Took the long way around?
What?
I
How?
decided. Took the long way around.
The long way? I thought the only way to get in here was the sewers. The front door got destroyed.
Makes it easier to walk through.
Oh my God. Roland! You see her punch somebody who you can't see. I told you we didn't have to climb through the sewer. And now as you're looking at her, you realize that she is covered in muck and like her footsteps are squishy. And at this point, Roland has also taken a step back from the rubble and is looking up, and he's like, "Oh, so you can just go through the front door?"
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing here. You haven't seen anything. No.
You're at the bottom of the other pile of rubble, so are you like yelling this over?
Yeah, we haven't seen anything worth writing home about, other than, some mods.
Well, that's just okay. That's great. I guess. Fine. This is Roland. Can you help us climb over then? I guess. No.
I want to know what they want. I would don't. Why did they follow us? Exactly. I think that's
Do you ask them?
Yes. Why are you following us?
We didn't follow you. We want the same thing you guys want, and I wasn't gonna let you all get your grubby hands all over Father Nathanson's monstrance. Okay?
Well, he didn't ask you to get it. Look who's
He didn't. He doesn't know that we're here.
And why are you here?
Because we are getting the monstrance back for Father Nathanson. I just told you.
I'll silently climb the rubble and let them know.
Are you the only one trying to help them over?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll straight. I'm gonna call that strength actually, because you're helping pull people over.
16?
Is that plus your strength modifier?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you pull them both over pretty easily. Everyone, but I think, Porter, you're still at the bottom of the rubble. Everyone's just sort of chilling on top of the pile of rubble right now.
Can I make a just general perception check, see if there's anything out of place, like, that could potentially be harmful on its way?
In the room you're in, or in the room that Clarissa and Roland came from? Just in general? Yeah. Just roll perception.
That's a 16.
Yeah, you're not noticing anything that's like weirder than everything you've already seen. The place is pretty beat up. There's a pile of rubble everywhere, but you don't seem to be in immediate danger. Okay, so you guys are on top of the pile of rubble, and Clarissa's like, "Listen, we may not all agree on everything." She kind of looks at Roland, looks back at you guys, but we all want to get the monstrance out of here, right? So let's just work together until that happens, and we can work out our differences from there.
Well, there's only one monstrous. So when we retrieve it, what happens then?
I don't know.
I'm perfectly happy to take it back to Bobby. It's about Max and Bobby Nate.
His name is Max Nathanson, you have gathered.
I suppose I'm fine with it.
She kind of like goes to like visibly like rocks the place. She's like, thank you, okay? We're here to help you guys.
I guess we'll check out the next room together then.
On Roland specifically? Yes. He's not trying to hide it. 17? He doesn't seem like thrilled about his surroundings, but like he doesn't seem to be hiding anything from you guys. He seems to be there for what he says he is.
I can respect that.
All right. I can respect that. Sorry, I'm ordering our pizza. I'll do that in a second, though. So which building did you guys want to go into next? Not building, room. Straight to your left? Okay. Okay, so there's some barrels and stuff in this room. Again, this looks like it used to be a storage room of sorts. Well, did they ever roll for that?
Any
boxes
receptacles?
Yeah, there's stuff to look at in here. Roll for.
Anything that's breakable, I wish to smash. Not because there's anything in it.
I got a 16 for investigation.
Okay. So you look around again. All the boxes seem to be pretty empty. There doesn't seem to be anything like of value besides the old boxes. You do notice pretty quickly though that about 30 feet up in the air is a giant hole in the wall.
Oh, so I want to climb the wall and go in the hole.
No, like it's a hole to the outside.
Oh.
Like the wall is severely damaged and there's a big old hole. The rubble in this room appears to have
Not to the
come.
next floor.
No, it's the hole to the outside. The rubble that's in this room appears to have like come in from whatever created that hole. Say again. Yeah, there might be like some like really old sort of armory kind of stuff in here, but it's all broken. It's all useless. 21, same thing as him.
Nothing in here.
There's no more lefts.
Eventually, 3 left.
Eventually there might be another.
Go back.
If y'all behave yourselves, there might be another. What? 8? Is that August? Yeah. I'm not smart enough for this. So. Hang on, let me look at the map. It's on my phone again. Yes, so, are you leaving this room and going back into the room where you ran into Roland and Clarissa?
Yeah,
If there's no more doors.
and then go the
Yeah,
route
yeah. You can go straight ahead, or you can climb over the pile of rubble that Clarissa and Roland came from to see where they came out of if you really want to.
I feel like I don't want to go into the sewer.
You don't want to go into the sewer? Why?
It's a little dirty.
It's dirty?
So, yeah,
I
it looks
trust
like
them to have known.
Yeah.
there's one door that continues from this room, and then you can go back to it.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, you're right. You can go back the way you came, or there is another door.
Let's go through that door.
You want to go through that door? Okay. I don't have the security code of this credit card memorized. Okay. So, in this room. Okay. So, there's a little hallway to your right where you could go, but right in front of you are some large, ornate doors. And carved into the doors, even though the door is quite damaged at this point, you can tell they're what appears to sort of be a sun, similar to what your monstrance looks like.
Can I check if it's locked or unlocked or?
You're just checking if it's locked or unlocked?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll investigation?
There's no writing on the door.
Oh, yeah, if you're just pulling on it. Yeah, investigation. It's not locked, it'll open.
Okay.
Were you rolling for something? Sorry. I thought someone else said something.
Is there writing on the door?
You know what? There probably is, not in a language that you can read, though. It's not in primordial, though. I mean, if you want to try and see if you can recognize the language, even though none of you, or you don't read it.
I'm not from this area. I wouldn't be able to.
Can I make a history? Would it be history or?
I think it would be history, yeah. Yeah, or no. Religion check.
Religion, alright.
15. This is something you've seen from other temples and chapels and things. This appears to be celestial. You've seen this before in palaces and stuff. It's celestial.
Well, let's go in. What are we waiting for?
All right. As you're looking at these doors, you kind of notice like Carissa and Roland are sort of like looking at it in awe, and they're like, "We've never seen the temple in person. We've only heard Father Nathan like tell us about it." I don't know.
Is this the temple? This door?
He's like, "That's the symbol of Lathander, so I would assume so."
Well, let's be ready for
Going
whoever's
in.
on the other side.
Okay. So you're heading into the temple?
Yep.
All right. So the temple is pretty empty. There were probably riches in here when it was invaded, but whoever invaded took everything out of there. There are 2 portcullises in this room.
Porter, do you want to swap? I take left, you
Oh,
take right?
I'll take right, you take left.
Yeah.
All right, so you can look in those. Sort of situated between those, sort of central in the room, a little bit towards the wall, is what appears to be an altar. And on the altar, you can see a little sphere-like thing, sort of propped up on a pile of rubble. Is she just gonna go?
How are the other 2 reacting to it?
They're also just sort of like taking in, like you just came in the room, you're taking in the room. You want to go touch it? Well, I mean, Gargar's about to go touch this thing, so are you gonna stop Gargar, or are you just... Okay. Then y'all need to roll...
I mean, do you resist or do you?
Oh yeah, he's like stopped you from just marching over there, do you resist?
Can I ask him why he's stopping me?
Yeah, you're allowed to talk to your party.
Why can I touch why?
I just want to make sure there's nothing.
You want to make sure what?
Just real quick, alright?
I don't know.
Can I make an arcana check on this to see if there's anything magical about it?
Yeah. What do you want to know, Athena?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, I wanna know what's going on with this door.
So since Harp also wants to know, I'll say you can have advantage on this as Harp helps you. So if you want to roll again.
That's ready.
Oh,
Okay, you approach the... As you approach this orb, you feel a presence. This orb has vibes. You're not sure what vibes, you can just tell it has vibes. This is a very, very magical item. It's amber in color, and it appears to have a carving on the front of it that looks like the sun.
I knew you wanted to.
All right. While our good friend Porter is checking that out, what are the rest of you doing?
I think we shouldn't touch it because I don't feel you.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel you, then I don't feel you.
I was gonna say the same.
maybe my magical.
Are you gonna use magic on it
I
or just
don't
touch
know what my magic is.
it? Okay, I think you should just touch it.
I want to touch
It
it.
seems like this place isn't that dangerous. Let's say we get Father Max, bring him in here, and he's the only person who knows how to operate it.
Well, what are the other two think about
He
this?
would just come himself.
They're practicers
It's my boy.
of this religion. Like, they should know what it is.
That's true. Roland, where's the lady?
Roland is rolling so badly, you guys.
Certainly.
Okay, so Roland is just sort of like in awe of the room, but Clarissa has been walking around really carefully, and you see her, she has gone behind the altar, and as you all have been talking, she sort of like stands up and goes, "Hey guys," and she is holding what appears to be exactly what's in your drawing, except there's a big old hole right in the middle at the top.
So I should go touch the ball
You
and
should
put it
put
in
the
the
ball
hole.
in it, yeah.
I mean, it does, that is how puzzles work. It appears that is the idea here, if you're gonna go try and do that.
I'm going to go pick it up.
All right,
Can I help her try to handle this?
all right.
Wait,
So-
Stealing things are not about, you guys are about.
I think we should use Garfunkel. You know, this is not for you. I think.
No,
we
you,
should use-
if you don't want Garfunkel to hear you, you gotta roll stealth. You roll perception.
Okay, well, I rolled a 4.
I rolled a 13.
Okay. I'll still whisper it.
He starts whispering really badly. You can hear every word he's saying.
Porter, I think we should use Garfunkel as a sort of guinea pig. And if anything bad happens, we know not to do it. Don't touch it before.
I said I wanted to touch it. I don't know. I was trying to whisper.
Just don't
I got
touch
gloves. If you want my gloves, at the very least.
it. Magic doesn't care about gloves a lot.
I guess I'll try it.
That's gonna be on the first slide of my presentation.
Max don't care about your gloves.
That's true.
All right. So are you gonna take his gloves, or are you just gonna go?
I'll take his.
All right.
They're probably going to be real big, probably like 5 sizes too big.
Yeah. So you look like Mickey Mouse right now with the giant gloves.
Oh, perfect. Do I just go touch it?
Yeah. No, like nothing's stopping you. So nothing's stopping you. So you just go over and you reach your hands out, and the second your gloved hands make contact with the orb, the wall that's behind you to the left explodes.
Oh, come on.
And that's where we're gonna stop and take a break for
Oh,
dinner.
Lord. Okay.
Yeah, that's where we're stopping for a break.
What have you done?
The pizza is on its
I'm
way.
just glad I didn't touch it.
I wanted to touch it. Why did you not want to touch it? It's a big shiny ball. I wanted to steal it.
Of course you wanted to steal it. Hang on.
Yeah, I've honestly probably been down this roller coaster.
So
Mason, are you good on the map?
Okay.
See it again, or you good?
the pizza said it was going to arrive much sooner than it's now. I'm not gonna out him like that. Okay. What's up, Mason?
Your backup camera's on.
My backup cam is on? Oh, okay, so I think we're ready to go here. So, when we left off, Garfunkel and Porter were together trying to pick up the orb. As soon as you made contact with it, the wall behind you exploded. And actually, I think I'm gonna need all of you to make dex saves.
3.
8.
I want to do it.
What are we after?
Whatever your dexterity modifier is.
11. And I just no.
What's the save for them? 14. What'd you get again, Athena? 11. Okay, so everyone but Garflunkus takes, you're lucky, 1 point of bludgeoning damage from the rubble of the wall exploding towards you.
I have to do worse than that, Mr. Orb.
So, as you're all standing there, this wall just exploded. Some of you get hit with some rubble. And as you look up, you see a dragon standing on a pile of rubble that used to be that wall. Here's the dragon for y'all. This is way bigger than it actually would be. So here's the actual mini for the dragon, but for dramatic effect, he's gonna hang out right here. Yeah, I still have exposition for you. So a dragon just burst through the wall. This dragon is an electric blue. Its scales are shiny, almost metallic-like. It's probably the size of like a fully grown black bear. Even then, it's a little bit bigger. It's not the biggest dragon you've ever heard about, but it's still a dragon right in front of you. And as it bursts the wall and looks out upon the room, staring each of you down one by one, it calls out, "Who dares disturb me? I am Azoth, the Fast One, and I have claimed this land for myself. My empire shall last for eternity, and no one, mortal or divine, will stand in my way." And I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative. I'm so sorry, you guys. Initiative is in the middle section.
No shit. 8.
Hang on 2 seconds, everybody. Roland, what is wrong with you?
What an asshole. Can't even fight right. Good God, Roland. Get your stuff together.
Wait. They fight together, so they have one initiative. My bad, I did that wrong. I'm just going to re-roll that because I did it wrong. Alright. It's sort of central between the two things I rolled, so that feels fair. Okay. I'm going to get all of those numbers again. Mason, what's yours?
17. 1, 7.
8.
Athena? Gargar.
8.
Okay. Azoth goes first. He rolled really high for his initiative. So, this giant dragon just bursts through the wall, and he looks upon the room, and he sort of throws his head back a little bit, flaps his wings, and I'm going to need all of you to roll a charisma saving throw.
22.
10.
7. 19.
19, okay. Let me check what you had to get again. Okay, so. Bulwark and Harp, you two are just so awestruck by the sight before you. Both of you just go slack where you're standing. You can't move. You can barely breathe or blink. And yeah, Porter and Garflunkus, what you see is your two teammates and, oh, I forgot to roll for our good acolytes. That's a nat 1 for Roland, so yeah, no way, he does not beat that. So Roland as well also goes slack, but Clarissa is still aware. And unfortunately, when we reach your turns, they will immediately end. So, hold on, let me roll that. Roland did not pass the vibe check.
It's just a dragon. No reason to take it seriously.
Oh my god. Okay. So that, and Azoth is going to move into the room to get a better look at his lunch. I mean, no, just a wall. Is it these big squares or 5 feet? Okay, so it's gonna go boom, boom, right there. And I think that's all he gets. So that will end Azoth's turn. It is now Porter, you pass the vibe check, so it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna reach into my pouch and take out a little whalebone and do a little magic, and I'm going to cast Thunderclap. And it's on.
Okay. What is the save for that?
That is a Constitution save. You get its DC 12 saving throw. Constitution.
I keep doing that. He does not pass. So,
So
you,
it's 1d6.
yeah, you roll that. You point this whalebone, and you all see a big ol' storm cloud, I believe.
Well, does
It's
that
a
break
big
us?
cube of thunder, basically,
Okay.
that explodes out of sound.
Oh, that's loud as hell. So that,
Does that break us out? Or are we kind of like...
nope,
Okay.
it does not.
Azov takes 2 points. What kind of damage?
It's probably, is it lightning? Oh, thunder. I don't think it matters, so for this at least it doesn't matter, so 2 points. So you still have bonus action and,
Wait, sorry, no, not D6. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d8 thunder damage.
oh, so roll that. 10 points?
No, sorry, I'm dumb. Thunderclap is different than Thunderwave. Okay, Thunderclap's not in this book, so it's still just 2 damage. I'm dumb.
Just 2, okay. You're good. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Alright, so you still should have a bonus action and you still can move. Would you like to see the board?
Thunderclap.
Alex, can you come?
In range other than you, but I just casted it Azov. Takes 1d6 thunder damage. Okay, so then I will move towards Azov and lift my hand up and basically just after I cast Thunderwave, I say, "We don't want trouble."
See the Goliath.
He's the Goliath.
Just
Alright.
attack them.
So,
We don't want trouble.
Azoth was hit by this and his head kind of got thrown back and he looks back at you and he says, "You asked for trouble the moment you came." And I believe that ends your turn. So next is, should be Athena, but you didn't pass the vibe check. Or wait. Yes, your turn immediately ends, but you throw another charisma save.
23.
You have now passed the vibe check, and you are no longer in awe of this creature. But your turn does end immediately. So we are on to Roland, Roland and Clarissa. Roland didn't pass the vibe check, so I'm going to roll that for him real quick. Yeah, no, he still isn't passing the vibe check. He's kind of he's rolling pretty worthlessly. Okay. Honestly, so yeah, he did not pass the vibe check. Clarissa did pass the vibe check originally, but she's holding the thingy thing, so what Clarissa's gonna do for now is, wait, I have to look at their spell sheets. You're just useless, aren't you? Okay. She's gonna cast Sacred Flame at Azoth, which Azoth has to pass a dex save. Rolled a nat 20, so yeah, nope, doesn't do anything. So yeah, it just whooshes past it. She is scared. She's holding a thing in one hand, like a 3-foot thing. Tries to do it, just misses. And then Alex, you can move her. Or no, wait. Can I reach? She's just gonna sort of scooch along the wall towards Roland.
Which one's rolling? Yeah.
Yeah, her movement is 30, so. All right, so she is gonna chill with Roland. And that will end Clarissa's turn. Bulwark and Garfunkus rolled the same initiative, so you go at the same time. You didn't pass the vibe check, though, so I'm gonna need another vibe check from you. You did not. What? Plus? Yeah, no. You are still in awe of this creature. Garfunkus, what would you like to do?
What an awesome
My
dragon.
amazing personality.
Do it, bet.
You picked the
You can do whatever you want.
Okay, I'm gonna try and make a fall.
How?
Yeah,
I'm
how?
gonna dazzle with my amazing personality. I'm gonna give him a ring. I don't have a ring. I'm gonna give him a hug.
You're so weak, so you're gonna walk up to this thing and give it a hug. Okay.
I'm just spicing up the game.
I'm begging.
What check would this be? What?
Spicy enough to be
Oh,
It will be hard. As in, like,
does it get a reaction?
Yeah.
She can try
It'll
and
be pretty spicy in the fact that you'll be incinerated.
If it tries to move away from her. Okay. Okay. So here's what happens. You go up to this thing's leg. Again, this is the size of a black bear. So you kind of go up and sort of start hugging one of its legs. It looks down at you sort of in disgust and tries to shake you off. Are you gonna let go of it, or do you want to continue to try to hug it?
Hold on, what's your exit strategy? Like, if it does
There is
have
no
like-
exit strategy.
If it calls marriage. If a dragon comes up with me, I'm gonna do it.
I love Shrek.
I think I should probably just keep
So you're gonna try and grapple the dragon. So both of us do
She
athletics.
does athletics, and it can do athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, I'm just gonna have us both do athletics, I think.
18.
I rolled a 6. So yeah, this dragon's sort of trying to shake you off its leg, but you're holding on. You want this hug. Is that all?
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Okay.
All right. Cool. That's the end of your turn. We are back to Azoth's turn. And Azoth does not like a puny, disgusting mortal touching it. So it's gonna try and bite you. Which is I roll to attack.
Think of it like a kiss with teeth.
That's a 21 to hit. What is your armor class? Yeah. Yeah, that hits you then. So you take. These are D10s, right? Okay. You take 8 points of piercing damage. So the box, this is current hit points. Whatever your hit point maximum is, subtract 8. Out of curiosity, how many hit points do you have left?
8.
All right. So you just got bit.
Lucky no.
Asked for it. I'm sorry.
As a bonus action, can it try to ungrapple itself again? That'd be an action of it. What else could it do at this point?
No, actually, I have a feeling, so like, I'm pretty okay. It'll be okay.
That feels like 3.
Yeah. All right. It's pretty pleased that it bit you, but you're still holding on, so it's not gonna move right now. It's still distracted by the tiefling attached to it.
What's next thing? From a distraction.
All right, so we are back to Porter. What you doing? You're right in front of it, I think. You ran up to it.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take out, again, reach for my little pouches, grab the little snake skull that I have with me. Again, try to fill it up with magic until it starts to vibrate. Point it at the dragon and cast poison spray,
Ooh, okay.
which is, again, a constitution save.
Constitution. I rolled an 8.
That does not save.
All right.
1d12 poison damage. That is 9 damage.
Cool. I hate math so much. Okay.
And then I'm just gonna run over to Bulwark.
To Bulwark, okay. So that's the Goliath running to the gnome. Oh, does Azoth get an attack of opportunity? Oh, you're still in range, so no attack of opportunity. So that, I believe, ends your turn.
But I didn't need its attack.
What?
I saw it doesn't get attack opportunity.
It doesn't, because you're still in range. When you leave range, it gets an attack of opportunity. All right, back to Harp, who passed the vibe check, so now you get a turn.
Right. I mean, so.
Roll it,
I
isn't
think
it?
that- What I was thinking is I want to, while Clonky is distracting it, I want to run around and attack him with my rapier. And
Okay.
try to slash
Let me
his
see.
head.
I'm gonna say you're in front of it, so even though it's distracted, you're gonna need to stealth out of sight before you would be able to get a sneak attack on it.
Well, she can still she won't get advantage, but as long as she's holding on to it, it would be a sneak attack.
It would be
If
still be
it
sneak.
hits.
Okay.
If it hits, it's not advantage.
So you want to run up and try to stabby stab?
All right, you can get behind it.
Okay, you can get behind it. Roll for attack. Yes, D20. That does, oh yeah, plus. That still does not hit. Its armor's class is high. So
Sneak attack do again. It says 1d6.
you get to, basically it means that your opponent didn't see you coming, so you get extra damage. So yeah. Yeah. If you hit, you get to add that to your damage, but it doesn't help you with the initial roll. So I think you kind of used all your movement, and you used your action. So you still have a bonus action if you wanted to do anything with that. All right. Yep, roll for stealth to sort of hide in the corner. Yeah, you're hidden. You just sort of, like, there's rubble all around you. You just sort of, like, crouch behind some rubble, and you are now hidden.
Okay, guys, hiding on body.
Okay, well, when you yell out from your hiding spot, it kind of doesn't work, but all right. So now we're back to Roland and Clarissa. Roland has still not passed the vibe check, so they don't get to add anything to their charisma. Oh my god, he still hasn't passed the vibe check. He needed a 13 and he rolled a 12. Roland is not having a good time. All right. He honestly is. And
Literally, what is one useful thing he has done? Music.
basically, so yeah, Clarissa is standing with Roland. She's gonna try and do Sacred Flame again. Because, that's really all she can do. She doesn't want to leave Roland behind, but he's not helping the team. All right, plus. Math is awful. She rolled exactly what she needed to hit Azoth. So she actually does this time. Yay! She did a D8. Go off, Clarissa. All right, so Azoth takes 4 points of radiant damage as this, well, sacred flame leaves Clarissa's hand and strikes it. Azoth is not having a good time either, quite frankly. Yep, that's how math works. Okay. So that, she's going to stay next to Roland. Roland can't move, so they're still vibing as much as they can. Back to Garflunkus and Bulwark. You take your turns at the same time, so. Or no, you still haven't passed the vibe check either! Try to pass the vibe check again.
You want to take this roll?
Oh, you already did it? What is it? It's a 10. You don't add anything to that?
That's with the added.
That's with the added? Yeah, no.
Oh,
You're really at it. You've never seen a dragon up close before.
no, I haven't. That's true.
Garflunkus, you're currently grappling.
Yeah, okay, my plan of attack. I'm gonna try to get my dagger out without him seeing. I'm just gonna start stabbing him in the back of the leg.
Okay. Just pulling the dagger out in action. Bonus action. Okay. So that's a melee attack. So I think roll to hit.
D20 plus whatever your attack modifier is for that weapon.
That should be in the middle section, yeah. Thank you, Alex.
My dagger.
My dagger.
22.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Yay.
So roll the damage.
D4 plus 3. Looks like a hero.
6. Cool. Alright, so you pull your dagger out and you plunge it into Azoth's leg. He throws his head back and roars in pain. He is not having a good time with you right now. Very upset with you. And while he's very upset with you, it's his turn again. Well, Athena's hidden. Oh, you're right. Okay. Will you move? Azoth is really not having a good time, so Azoth is going to cast Lightning Breath.
No.
Guard does get an opportunity attack if she wants it.
You get an attack of opportunity because the dragon has moved out of melee range. Do you want to take it?
Sure.
Okay.
What can I?
It's basically just like rolling an attack roll again.
Wait, is it out of melee range or she's still on it?
Are you still holding on?
My plan was to stab him and let go.
So yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So roll an attack again.
Dexterity, right? 8.
That does not hit.
Yeah,
So
rather 4.
this dragon steps away from you and like you're still like you just like stabbed it, you're sort of adrenalining and you're like, oh shoot, it's leaving, and you slash at it but you miss. And so this dragon is going to cast Lightning Breath, and that is going to affect everyone except for Garflunkus. So I need everybody to roll a Dex save. Would Roland be disadvantaged because he can't move? Or would he just automatically fail?
Me too.
Oh shoot, you're still, yeah.
But as he attacks me, I'm going to pull out a little violet and hold it up and cast Absorb Elements, which allows me to, it captures, the spell captures some of the incoming energy, lessening its effect on you and storing it for your next melee attack. You have resistance to the triggering damage type at the start of your next turn.
Nice, okay. That's good to know. We're going to get there in a second. We're looking up something because you guys are still in awe, so I don't know if you're even allowed to roll for the dex save. Or if you just automatically.
What's the whole ability?
It's called Awe Aura. Look up Sapphire Dragon Wormline.
Oh, Sapphire. just let him roll.
Disadvantage?
I honestly don't have one.
Okay. Just roll a dex save.
15.
Okay. So wait, I need 15. What did you roll, Mason? 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
24.
24. 15. Okay. So Porter is the only one who failed. So, but
Spell makes me resistant. I don't know how much damage that takes out.
would that half it? Okay. So you're gonna get the same damage as everybody else because everyone else takes half because you were stealthy. You did it, or you were dexterous. Dexterous. All right. 4d8s.
Oh, that's gonna kill me.
But it's half because y'all were dexterous, like I said. All right. I rolled awfully.
Oh, let's go. Thank God.
Half of 5 is 2.5, and you.
5 on 48?
I rolled 3 1s and a 2.
I wouldn't believe it if I couldn't see it.
Half of 5 is 2.5, and you're supposed to round up, right? Round down, so just 2. You all take 2 points of lightning damage.
Did you say that this didn't affect me?
This didn't affect you because you're out of the way. Everyone else takes 2 points. Yeah, even if you dodge, you take half.
Am I now, like, free?
Unfortunately, no. My understanding is you have to pass the charisma saving throw.
Because I checked. I know you.
One good roll.
Yeah, it's not even that high of a saving throw. You've just been rolling really poorly, my dude.
No.
Don't you have inspiration from earlier? Next time, use that. Yep. Well, if you roll like a 1, then don't use it, but if you roll close, then. Okay. So, Azoth moved, Azoth had his turn. I think that's all it can do. So, it is now. Porter, it's now your turn.
Okay, so the other half of the absorb elements is the next time I hit a melee attack on my next turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 damage at triggering type of the spell ends. So I'm going to take out my mace, which I don't know how much damage mace does, but with 4 mace, I'm going to run up to Azoth and just try to just beat him into his, like, torso, I guess.
All right. Roll to hit, and we will figure out what the damage is. And if you pass, we'll use that.
I don't know what I had to my mace, but 12. I rolled a 12. I don't know what I had.
Strength.
You had your strength.
Then 14.
That unfortunately still does not hit. So, you run up to it and you try to swing your mace at it, but it is a fast little dude, so he just sort of moves his shoulder back out of the way and you swing and only hit the air. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn? That's your turn? All right. It would have been really cool. Harp, you are hidden behind the dragon. You still just got hit, though, because it just affects everyone in a certain area. So, yeah, that didn't feel good, but you're hidden. What would you like to do?
You know what? I want to try to come out of my hiding space just enough to shoot it with my short bow. I have 20 arrows.
Shortbow's a ranged weapon.
She's close enough.
You mean far enough away?
Oh,
Oh, do I need to?
you would have to move away to get it.
Oh, I get it.
You would have disadvantage if you shot from here because it's a ranged weapon.
Close enough to
I was gonna attack.
Yeah,
so
you're
I'm
in-
gonna use that rusty sword I found.
Use that rusty sword you found.
and you're hidden, so
I fell on it.
Oh, and you are hidden, so you have advantage. So roll 2d20s, take the better number, add your strength. For you it's dex, so it's yeah, just roll it twice, and whatever the better number is, add your dex. So add your dex to 19. Yeah, you hit. So sword is 1d6. Roll 1d6.
plus sneak attack.
Oh yeah.
which is another.
You get, so roll a d6 twice, add those two numbers,
And your dexterity.
and then add 6. 6 and 1, what's your dexterity modifier?
10.
Three, so
Oh, okay. So you do 10 damage, slashing damage. That was a good hit. All right, so Azoth like rears back because it was not expecting something behind it to just slash away at its back. You see like the blood start oozing out between its scales from the big cut that you just made with a rusty sword, and he's not up to date on his tetanus shots, so that's going to be a rough one for him. Is there? You probably have some more movement. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
you can yep, you can
Yeah, you can disengage so he doesn't get an attack of opportunity.
Where would you like to go?
I'll go over by Roland.
All right.
I feel like he needs some protection. Some more.
Yeah, he's not doing well. All right. Speaking of Roland and Clarissa, it is now their turn. Roland, again, is going to try and pass the vibe check. And he finally did, but that was the end of his turn. That was the end of his turn. That was all he could do. Okay.
It's gonna be dead. He's gonna finally be like, what did I miss?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going, what did I miss? All right. Clarissa is happy her friend is no longer being the worst, but is still very much concerned about the situation. Sacred Flame is all she's got. She's gonna do Sacred Flame again then. And she rolled a 1, so absolutely not. That, like, she actually, like, Roland finally coming out of it distracts her, and it shoots straight up into the ceiling, and some dust, like, gets shaken up and, like, falls down on all of you. It's just a complete miss. Then she's gonna stay by Roland, by the door, so they're still right there. All right. Pass that vibe check.
Okay, use your inspiration to roll.
What is it?
Yeah, it's a 5, but if
you want to use your inspiration, you can
inspiration.
roll it in.
It's 13.
That's what you needed, so that's it. You broke out of awe. You're finally not. You are not in awe of this dragon anymore. Tony's back. Hi, Tony. You are finally no longer in awe of this dragon.
Holy.
And neither is Roland. So yay, everyone has finally passed the vibe check. Cool. So now, Garfunkus, it is your turn.
What's Song of Rest?
That's something for like healing. This is not something you want to do in the middle of
I
battle.
just need to update myself on what my things are.
Yeah, you got you.
What's something infernal legacy?
Infernal?
It's based on you being a tiefling, not a combat thing.
Oh.
Okay, would one of my instruments benefit me in this situation?
If you were trying to charm the dragon?
You can try and like inspire us.
She's a bard.
You can inspire someone with inspiration.
Oh yeah, if you want to try and inspire somebody else so that they can have advantage or on a
They'll
roll.
get a D6.
Oh, they'll get a d6. They would get a d6 advantage that they could add to any of their rolls. So if you want to inspire someone, you can sing them a little song. A little ditty, if you will. It can really be any song you want. So are you using that?
Yeah.
Who are you inspiring?
Who needs the most inspiration? I feel like
I mean, he hasn't done anything yet, but it's up to you.
I feel like your Porter's turn is
Porter, all right. Porter, while you're in the midst of battle, you've had some good hits on this dragon, but you've also had some misses. A beautiful melody hits your ears, and you just feel so inspired to kill this thing. So you have a d6 that you can add to a roll whenever you would like. Yep.
That's a bonus action.
Yeah, and you still have so you still have your action and you have movement.
Okay, so I can have some attacking then?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try and hit with my longsword.
Heck yeah. All right, roll that attack. Oh, that hits. Roll the damage.
D8
8.
plus strength.
A date, if you will. It's the one that looks like a pyramid.
It's a double pyramid.
Is this one? What's your strength?
My strength.
Plus strength.
Oh, so 5.
5. So you do 5 points of slashing damage. All right, so you just sang a beautiful song, and you just skip up to this dragon and slash at it. It cries out, more blood is oozing from between its scales. This is not going the way this dragon wanted it to. And I think that ends your turn, if I am correct, which I almost am. All right, so we're back to the top. It's Azoth's turn again. Azoth is royally pissed off. Yeah, I'm gonna try and do that. I do, so y'all are in a perfect little line. I think everyone's in line.
Everyone except...
Just kidding. Everyone except Athena is going to have to roll a little deck save for me. I'm so sorry, Harp. Yes. So you two rolled 5s? Yeah. All right. What? Oh, yeah.
I got a 7.
I have NPCs. You got a 17? All right, so then you're only going to take half. Remember that. Both of them pass, so they're going to take half as well. It's 48. All right. For those of you who take full damage, that is 14 points of damage.
7 for half.
And 7 if you only got half damage.
What do I do if my number goes below 0?
How much below 0?
6.
-6, okay. So you are now unconscious.
Yay.
Will you go lay down? You're also unconscious?
Yeah.
All right, so they can't drink a healing potion if they're passed out.
Someone can feed.
You can physically feed people healing potions. That would be your action, though, if that is what you decide to do in your turn. So, all right, so Azoth is pretty pleased with how that just went, and so he's going to just laugh his little head off because basically everyone right in front of him just went down. But he is going to move towards his precious little gem. So can you move him over by the altar?
No!
Yep, that's his little gem that he loves dearly. Oh, who is that?
Porter.
Porter, you get an attack of opportunity because Azoth moves away from you.
Does that mean I can't do an action on my turn?
No, it's a bonus basically because he moved. Yeah, it's a reaction. That's the word.
Okay, what kind of attacks can I do?
I think you can do anything that's just an action.
Any normal attack.
Take out the snake skull again, attack towards the spray again.
Okay, roll for hitting.
That's a con save.
Con save
It's going to be 12.
has to be 12. Okay. Only got a 10, so
Okay, so that is 1d12 poison damage.
all right, roll that.
It's 8.
And so as Azoth.
Sorry, wait, spell attack bonus plus 4. I'm not counting that before, but that is fine. Spell attack bonus plus 4.
Does that affect the hit? And does
I
that?
don't think that affects poison spray.
On a,
Doesn't affect the damage.
okay,
Not on a spell.
so it's still 8.
It's 8.
How do you want to do this?
Whoa! Really?
Yep. For those of you who don't know, how do you want to do this means how do you want to kill the thing that you're fighting?
Yeah.
Okay, and, I mean, I guess as he just kind of sags, I want to just kind of hold his mouth open and spray the poison like directly down his throat.
Oh, Jesus.
Disgusting. All right, so Azoth, in his rush to get over to his precious gem, that is what initially drew him to this place, does not see the Goliath sorcerer just jump up next to him, grab him by the snout, and shove poison basically directly down his throat. His eyes go wide and he rears back from you and screams a gargled, pained scream. You see mucus start to bubble up out of his mouth as the poison rips away at his flesh. And he sort of staggers for a second before slumping against the wall behind him. And he finally comes and lays to rest next to the altar. Bleh. All right. So the dragon is now fallen. Two of your comrades are unconscious.
Okay, I'm gonna run over to Bulwark like immediately and
Bulwark?
take what he took and give it to him.
Okay, so I don't think you have to roll for that. You just do that.
Was that a regular or greater?
Was it, greater's the only one they had? Or no? Did he have the regular? Or did he have the greater?
Greater.
You have the greater?
I had the
Okay.
one that the father gave him.
Max gave and Athena had one, or Hart had the one that.
Yeah.
I actually have that one.
Oh, Gargar has that one, but so you go do that.
I think it's 44 plus 4.
Is that right? All right. So roll 44s plus 4, and that's how many hit points you get back. Clarissa is going to run over to Gargar, and she's gonna cast Cure Wounds.
4d4 plus 4. Oh, it looks like these are
14.
All right, so you get 14 hit points back. Clarissa runs over to Gargar and casts Cure Wounds. So you get 12 hit points back. That uses one of her spell slots.
Hey, Porter, what did I miss?
I mean, you almost died there, so that could have been bad.
No, yeah, that was the one thing I didn't miss.
Yeah, no, that's, Dragon's dead.
Yeah, Roland's still standing in the back of the room like, dragon. There was a dragon in here? He's wildin'. Clarissa she's sort of kneeling next to where Gargar just was after Cure Wounds, and she's still kind of clutching the monstrance, in a little bit of shock. And she just kind of looks back at Roland. What would you guys like to do now?
Let's say,
The dragon, so I should take the ball back up and put it in the thing. Yes, thank you.
You want to try and put it in the monstrance? Okay. Actually, I'm gonna say Roland stops you from doing that. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's let Father Nathanson do this. He knows what he's doing. This is his monstrance. We shouldn't be touching it like that. Let's let him fix it.
What if it doesn't fit?
Did Father Nathanson kill this dragon? I don't think so. This is our
Well,
right now.
Okay, but he's a man of God. He knows what he's doing here. We are dealing with powers out of our control. A dragon came here looking for this thing. We should not be messing with it unless we know exactly what we're doing, which I highly doubt any of you know what you're doing.
Okay, guys,
I hate to say this deeply, but I agree with Roland.
You traitor.
I don't like Roland either. I think he's a little. I think that he sucks for not fighting the dragon and being so scary. But, I mean, now's the time for sensible thoughts.
what happens if we bring the monstrance and then the ball that we think goes into that and then doesn't go in it?
That's so likely.
What if we tell him the palace is clear? We take Father Nathanson here.
We should probably bring it. I think I'm letting my impatience get the most of me, but we should probably let the father take care of it.
Okay.
Also, well, now that the dragon's dead, I'm just gonna walk over to the corpse and try to cut off just for the safe.
Oh, I also
He
want to
said
stay.
I would also
Like
like the opportunity to steal a dragon scale.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, go for it.
So do I have any trouble getting this 2,000?
I'm gonna say both of you still need to do sleight of hand. I mean, this is, you gotta use a knife, you gotta carve it out.
That's 5.
I have 22.
Oh, you can take multiple scales if you want. They're just plucking them like they're cherries off a tree. Yeah, no, you try to get a tooth out, they're really embedded in there. Like like they go into that thing's skull, and yeah, the tooth that you try to pull out actually cracks a little bit. You don't get it out. It's still in the head, but
You should let somebody a little stronger take care of it, Porter. I got this.
My new name is now Harp Dragon.
Harp Dragon Scale. It's actually a really cool name. Roll a 22. Yeah, add, let's say 6 dragon scales to your bag.
I shared part of my bounty with all of my teammates.
Oh, aren't you
Not you,
nice?
Roland.
Not you, Roland is so mad right now. He like goes over to Clutchy, he's like, let me hold that, and he like he's like holding the
I
monstrance.
get 2 for myself.
Alright.
Roland, you will earn 1 later. If you
All right.
do yourself.
Do you wanna try for another tooth or no?
Yeah, can I just try to brute force it out?
I mean, yeah. I guess. Go for it.
What should I have to it?
Strength?
Okay.
Yeah, that's strength.
11.
Yeah, it comes right out. You just pull it out, it's right there. Still a little blood and gross stuff on it, but you don't care. You got a tooth. Excuse me? Alright, so
I hand you a dead moth.
Sir!
you're handed a dead moth. Go ahead, add dead moth to your
Yeah, sorry, let me get rid of one of my
to your
four.
equipment. Yeah, you add dragons, add wormling sapphire dragon tooth, and you have wormling sapphire dragon scales.
Didn't she distribute them to each of us?
Oh yeah, anyone who has scales, you have wormling sapphire dragon scales. Yeah, while y'all been doing this, Clarissa has gone over and is gently holding the little orb. Just kind of looking at it.
Oh, I think we should hurry back to the father then.
Alright. So,
Monstrance.
Roland is holding it. Roland has the physical thing, and Clarissa is cradling the little amber-colored orb.
Maybe one of us should have. I don't think that's the best idea. In case they try to escape another bounty.
Oh, well, is it our bounty? Aren't we returning it to the father anyway?
Regardless, you.
Well, why would they give it back? They need it.
Yeah, they're not gonna give it to us. I feel
Like it's their religious artifact. They're not going to give it to us for money.
I'm thinking maybe about getting the money, but I'm also thinking the first time we touched it, a dragon tried to kill it.
Yeah,
So maybe
at
we
this
should
point-
then.
I think it's probably worth giving people what it does.
At this point, we can sell our bounty from the dragon for at least our troubles. Continue to do some work with this.
Find interest in that.
I'm with that opinion.
Alright, so are you going out the front door, or are you guys gonna go by the sewers again?
Front door.
Alright.
Sewers are so nasty. Unless anyone else wants to go in the sewers. I'll follow.
Absolutely not. I will pass.
Good stuff.
Alright. So, you guys are going out the front door. Yeah, so you guys head out the front door. You're heading down the path. Did you try and take either of the things from Roland or Clarissa? No. No, okay. So you're just sort of walking in a group. down the hill, small mountain, big hill. And as you reach the gate, there are 3 city guards waiting. And as you get to the gate, they all go, "Halt! Did you recover what we asked you to?"
Yes.
All right, then we will escort you back to Lord Moore and Brack now so you can receive your reward and move along.
Yeah,
I say we,
let's like whisper.
tell Bob Nicholson, addressing, I guess, like addressing Roland and Clarissa, say, like, tell Bob Nicholson to meet us at,
Are you trying to be secretive about that?
yeah.
All right, then I need you to roll
Tell them to take it.
roll stealth.
Let's, can we like act like,
What'd you get? Or actually,
He froze.
oh no, he froze. That probably wouldn't be stealth, wouldn't it be deception? Either way. Are those both charisma though?
Oh, he's back.
Are you back? All right, so you got a 6. I don't have their
Yeah, I got a 6. Okay.
passive perception, which kind of sucks. Yikes. It has been so long since I looked at a character sheet. Okay. So unfortunately, one of the guards sort of steps up to you and he's like, "What about Father Nathanson?"
oh, you know him?
And he looks over, the guard now sort of assesses the group more and he sees the 2 acolytes holding the monstrance and he's like, "What are these 2 doing here?"
You know him? Like, how do you know them?
"What are these 2 troublemakers doing with your party?"
Hey, hold up. Those are fighting words, all right? Don't talk about our friends like that.
"Look, you were asked to do something and you've done it. Can we get this over with?"
Well, we were asked to do something. We weren't ordered. You know what I mean? Like, who do you think you're talking to?
"I'm going to ask you one time to come with us to Lord Moore and Brack's place of residence, or face the consequences of stealing something from the people of Goldwell."
I'm gonna politely ask you to face the consequences of my dick.
Good one.
Very well. All 3 of them pull out their swords, and I'm gonna need initiative from everybody again.
So sorry, everyone, but this is the only way.
Set this up.
Yeah.
It's your next one.
What'd you say? Athena, what'd you say again? 15? Austin, what'd you get?
12.
And Mason? 15, okay. Y'all keep rolling the same initiative. That's funny. All right. Garflunkus, you go first. I didn't roll initiative to my dear acolytes. Oops. Well, that doesn't really change anything now, does it? Oh, that's great. Okay, cool. Perfect.
Garflunkus, I call the one who is talking shit. I call that one. Leave him
All
alone.
right. Garflunkus.
You put my dagger,
All right. So which one?
the middle one.
You're gonna roll the big one.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and roll to hit.
I don't add it. Do I add anything to that? Okay, right.
Your dex.
Thank you.
Yeah.
14.
14. That does not hit. So this guard is trained in combat. You go up to hit him, and he just sort of moves out of the way, looking down at you. You probably have some movement left. What would you like to do?
Not be directly in front of him.
Okay, if you move away, he's gonna get an attack of opportunity.
Never mind, I'll stay there.
I'll stay there.
Gonna hit you either way, I guess.
Probably. So, did you try to hit the middle one?
Yeah.
For context, that was the one that was talking shit.
Oh, man.
Okay, so, that ends your turn then. Harp and, Porter, you rolled the same initiative, so you go at the same time.
Okay. I was thinking about staying back behind to protect our friends with the monsters and the orbs, but using my short bow to fire arrows at another weapon.
As you do, it looks like she's far enough away for that to be
Yep,
no
that's
issue.
fine.
Okay, which one are you trying to hit?
I'm trying to hit the one on the left with his stingrays.
Okay, if you try and hit him, then yeah, your teammate.
He's a gnome.
Oh, yeah.
You could, yeah. He's short. You can shoot over his head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so roll the hit.
Mother. Oh no. Do over.
I didn't touch that.
It was a bad roll, don't worry.
11.
That does not hit. So you go to shoot him and realize your good friend is in the way, and before you realize that he's a gnome, so you can shoot over his head, you've already moved and shot your arrow off into the distance. So you probably still have some movement if you would like to use that.
I want to. Might as well dash closer.
You can't dash because you already used an action, but you
Dash is a
can.
bonus action for
Oh, it is?
for a rogue.
Oh, for rogues, yeah, you're right. All right. You don't need to. They're pretty close to you, but
Oh, never mind. I might just stay.
you're just gonna stay. So yeah, for context, each of those blocks are 5 feet. So I believe your movement's 30.
So you can move 6.
So you can move 6 of those blocks for each turn.
Oh, I see.
Yep. All right. That was you. So now it is the guards and Roland and Clarissa's turn. Oh wait.
We're tied.
Oh yeah. Okay, same initiative. That's why I was confused.
Okay, I am going to shout as loud as I can. Nathanson! And then I'm going to reach the microphone pouch and pull out a little caster bead and fill it with magical energy until it disperses into 3 little orbs, and I'm going to cast magic missile at each of the individual guards.
At all 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll to hit.
It doesn't roll, it just automatically hits.
Oh, it automatically hits?
1d4 on each.
That's cool. All right.
D4 plus 1.
1d4 plus 1 on each one, so
Okay.
the one, I'm just going left to right.
Left to right?
So
That's
the
fine.
first one takes 2. Second one takes 4. Third one
3. Okay.
takes, and that's, I guess I'm going to try to move towards where the monsters.
Okay.
That's
So let me just. Okay. So that is the end of your turn then? So now it's the guards plus Clarissa and Roland's turn because all of them rolled the same. So, the guard in the middle is going to try and attack our good friend Gargar, who is right in front of him, with his. Yeah, you know, he's pissed that you ran. He's pissed, so he's going to use 2 hands. That's a 10. What's your armor class? So that does not hit. He's so pissed, he misses you. So that's Gavin. The other 2. Honestly, You're right in front of all three. They're all gonna try and hit you.
I get it.
It's understandable.
Make it advantage for flanking.
I said I was gonna be the asshole this game.
They get advantage for flanking.
Both of them get advantage?
Yeah, they're flanking.
Okay, well that's already a 15.
No, it's kind of medium.
Okay, so that one hits. That's true, okay. Well, that was a 9, so that's that. All right, next guy. That's another 15. Both of those hit, okay. So, I'm gonna say they didn't have time to grab their sword with both hands. They're just gonna go at you one-handed. There's this one. So that's 11 points of piercing damage.
You're not gonna believe this unconscious again.
Oh my god! All right, so the rest of the party, what just happened was you saw Garflungus run up, try and stab the middle guard, and he really just like shouldered away. And then he swung at Garflungus, but Garflungus dodged, but then the two next to him just both went ham, and you just saw two slash, and Garflungus went down. Yeah, Clarissa and Roland, so their turn. Roland was gonna grab Clarissa and try to run, and she was gonna go with him, but now that she's seen somebody go down, she feels the need to stay to try and heal, so he's gonna try and grapple her. Yeah. So that's... Is that his strength versus her dex?
His athletics versus her athletics or acrobatics.
Athletics or acrobatics. Both of those are 0 for both of them, so this is just straight rolls. Thank God this man can't roll for shit. So he fails to grapple her. So he, you know what? He's gonna leave her behind. So he's gonna dash around the group and try to run farther down the path. His movement's 30. So is that 60 feet?
He can't dash because he tried to grapple her.
Oh shoot, yeah, you're right. Okay, so that's as far as he can get.
No one gets what they want.
Is her action also spent from resisting the grapple or no?
That's not.
Okay, so she is going to this bitch is gonna do the only thing she knows how to do and use Sacred Flame. She just doesn't, she can't do anything else. She's gonna use Sacred Flame. Yep. She's gonna use Sacred Flame against, where is she? Alright, she's gonna use the one that's straight ahead of her. For my sake, that's Angelica. So that's, oh my god, I cannot even think right now. That definitely hits. So that is 1d8, which is this little bad boy. So that guard takes, that guard is down. Unconscious on the ground. And that's gonna end their turn, yeah. So we're back at the top of the order with Gargar, who is down. Did she make a death save?
Wait, he didn't go.
Wait,
What's his name?
that's Bulwark.
So where's he?
You were supposed to go third.
Let him go now.
All right, go now.
Okay.
I'm gonna mark this better.
So I'm just gonna run up to the one flanking down on focus. That one, yeah.
The shit talker.
I think the shit talker's the one.
The shit talker's the middle one.
Yeah, right there. And I'm going to begin by swinging with my Morning Star.
Oh.
Which is... Okay, so how do proficiencies work? Like, what is that?
You add your proficiency to the attack roll
Oh, okay.
on top of the strength or dex. So for your strength.
Okay. So it's probably like a 17.
17, that does hit.
Okay. And then a 2-8. That's 11 damage. 11 piercing.
That's the one on the.
Right.
He is down.
And then I'm gonna use action surge, and go fight the woman.
The shit talker.
Yeah. Then with him, I'm gonna swing my battle hammer to his head.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Okay, well, never mind. That one. Oh man, just
Okay, so you took down that one guy and you were feeling good. You ran around to go hit the shit talker, and you were so excited about that that you completely miss him, and your hammer is now stuck in the ground. So if you want to hit something with that again, you're gonna have to take an action to pull that back out of the ground. I was about to say, you're probably fine. Is that you? That's it?
So that was like an action and then a bonus action. So
Yes.
did I even have to use action surge for that?
I think you
Wait,
did.
what was the bonus action? What was the bonus action? There's 2 actions to attack.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably have some movement, but if that's it. All right. Now we're back at the top of the order with Garflunkus, who is still unconscious, so I need you to make a death saving throw. Which,
D20 plus nothing.
D20, it's just straight D20.
Something higher.
Okay, so in that middle section, there's a thing that says death saves. I need you to fill in a bubble that says failure.
You get 3 then.
For context, 3 death saves and you die, but 3 successes and your hit points,
You stabilize.
you stabilize.
Still
So, hopefully someone will heal you before then, but you never know. All right, now it is Harp and Porter's turn simultaneously because you rolled the same initiative. There's one guy still up, your comrade is down.
I am going to cast Ray of Frost at the one who's still standing. I'm going to reach for my pouch, pick up a bear claw, point it at the guy, and cast Ray of Frost from the tip of that bear claw.
That's amazing. Roll to hit.
I don't know if
Oh, it's a save.
let me see. I know I. Frost. Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost. A French being make a ranged spell attack on the target. I think that's okay. So. That's at 1.
oh,
Man.
I'll do it for you. Then we can, okay.
Okay. How do critical fails work on magic items? Okay.
Do nothing. It could hit a target.
So, yeah, you pull out that bear claw and you point it at him, but you're really concerned about your friend, so you're a little bit distracted. And the bear claw just sort of blows up in your hand. You don't take any damage, but you're gonna have to look at that thing and possibly repair it before you can use it again.
Oh, I just realized we have to do 5 magic rolls, haven't we?
Yeah, probably not. Oops. You're doing great anyway, so.
Never too late to start, huh?
Yep.
Okay, should I roll for wild magic surge again?
I don't know anything about wild magic, so.
It doesn't
Alright, then it doesn't matter.
And then I'm gonna, after that, I'm going to, after the clock goes up, I'm just gonna run and try to chase after Roland.
You want to chase after Roland, okay.
Is your movement 30 feet?
Yes.
Right, you caught up to him.
Yeah, sorry, I'm completely blank on a lot of magic surge stuff.
You can kind of cut him off and get prone.
Okay.
I might run up to help Thor by attacking the guard to the time.
Alright, cool.
Advantage is flanking.
Alright, so roll twice, take the better number.
If you hit extreme attack.
Nine.
That does not hit. So you run around the side and you swing, and the guard doesn't notice you there, but it kind of like goes by his head, and he's like, whoa. But you miss, and you do not hit him. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn? All right. It is now Bulwark's turn again.
Alright, so now, I'm pretty pissed off that I missed like that.
Yeah.
I feel embarrassed because this man shit talked me, right?
You should be embarrassed.
So I'm gonna try and like uppercut him with my morning star.
I love everything about that.
Advantage.
Oh, yeah, you're flanking, so you get advantage.
Ooh, okay, well not that way. Oh,
I'm gonna let you re-roll that if you can't tell.
well, it's very clearly.
Oh, okay.
It's like a 19 then.
19 to hit?
Yeah.
Oh, that hits. Roll that damage.
9.
9 points.
Yeah.
Alright, so you just, or this guard just had somebody sort of whoosh right by his head, and he was like, whoa, that was weird. He turns back front and just gets absolutely annihilated. A head throws back, you hear some teeth shatter, and he goes down.
Like cat versus Thanos.
Basically.
That's a piercing.
Oh yeah, all three of them are down. He is very down though. So yeah, all three of these guards are now splayed out on the ground before you. Porter, you did catch up to Roland. Are you trying to grapple him, or are you just trying to talk to him?
I'm starting to say, where are you going?
I'm trying to get to Father Nathanson so we can have help.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. I'll come with you.
Okay. So you two, well, what is it? I know. Clarissa's going to help Garflunkus in a second. I just need to check something. Passive perception 12. He probably knows the fighting stopped.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you two notice that the fighting has stopped. So he's actually like stopped. He like the guards are down. So now there is an imminent danger. So he's not going to continue running. If you want to keep running to Father Nathanson's, you can. But if he stops and you want to stop with him, okay. So Clarissa is going to run up to our good friend Garflunkus. I'm very, very tired. And is going to once again cast Cure Wounds. That's 1d8 plus 4. That wasn't great. You get 8 points of hit points back.
Yay.
All right,
We're not dead.
back into the positive numbers.
Barely.
Barely. Okay, so you can erase. Oh my god, you can erase those death saves because that starts over now that you are once again conscious.
For long.
Yeah, Clarissa's kneeling over you and she's like, "Can you just stop doing that?"
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, that was not much of a fight, but still, Clarissa's like, "We need to get out of here. They're on to you guys."
Can I like look down at the guy who was like talking to us, and just kind of like slap him a little bit,
Yeah, 100%.
like try to make him conscious, I suppose?
Oh.
Why?
Because I'm gonna talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of what? All right. Roll a medicine check.
oh, okay. 16.
Yeah, you almost killed this dude. He's alive, but not by much. You're gonna have to heal him in some capacity if you want him conscious again.
Okay. I'll just spit on him and leave with the rest of the group.
All right, leaving him for dead. That's fine. All right. Okay, so yeah, if none of you want to do anything else with the unconscious guards, you all can head as a group down to Nathanson. All right.
Nobody talks about Clarissa that night.
No one talks to Clarissa. So you all burst in the door, and Nathanson he's been pacing kind of anxiously, and he looks over and he's like, "What happened? Because y'all look pretty beat up."
No time.
Dragon.
Take this.
Take it. All right. So yeah, Clarissa and Roland hand him the pieces of the monstrous, and he's just like, "What? You got them? All right. Yes. Let me look. So he brings them over to the altar, and you all can follow if you want.
Can I be like uncomfortably close behind it?
Can I stand guard
Like
for
breathing on it?
and nothing, no one breaks in, interrupts anything?
Yeah, you can stand guard at the door, 100%. Yes, that's good to know. Thank you. All right. So Max Nathanson is going to set the monstrance and the little orb next to it on the altar in his little makeshift place. He's going to shine up the little ball a little bit. And before he does anything, he's going to say, "I cannot tell you how grateful I am that you brought this back to me. I'm finally going to get to speak to my morning lord again." And where is my favorite? Oh, the morning lord has never disappointed me in the past.
Well, you seem like a cool dude, so I
All right.
trust you.
I'm really gonna need you to stop saying things like that, because it really sounds like you're setting yourself up for failure.
What did I say?
You say this is gonna end well. It's like how could this possibly get worse? You know, the worst year you're in, oh, nothing bad will possibly happen. What could possibly go wrong? Just stop. Just do it. Just put it over. Just do it.
Okay, can you roll perception while you're doing this little rant?
Oh, he's gonna cry.
Yeah, perception.
A single tear rolls down the father's face.
18, all right. So as you finish up this little rant, you're still at the door and you see in the distance what looks like a battalion of soldiers.
There is trouble on the way.
All right.
This is what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
Max is like, all right, I will.
You gotta hurry this up.
It's like, I will. He's, all right. I will hurry. So Father Nathanson lifts the orb and he has the monstrance in front of him and he slowly puts the orb back into the center of the monstrance. Hold on, math is really hard. All right. And for a second, nothing happens. The orb is sitting in the monstrance. You're all just sort of standing there. Porter, you're a little nervous because there's people marching towards you.
Can I like go to the door with Porter and look out as well?
Yeah. You see, like, they're several hundred feet away still, but, like, you can see there are more guards marching.
Approximately how many would you say?
It's hard to, you can't tell from this.
Okay.
Roll for perception, just for the hell of it. Yeah, no, you can't tell. So, for a second, nothing happens, but then Father Nathanson goes, oh, yes. He adjusts the orb a little bit and sort of, like, folds some metal. And all of a sudden, light fills the room. There is energy is just radiating from this monstrance. The rust and decay of the years just melt off of it and it becomes a glowing golden statuette that fills up the whole room. Dust is flying. And for a moment, the face of a man with a crown in the shape of a sun fills the whole front of the room. And he bald. He has a very fine head of hair on him. And he just sort of nods at Father Nathanson and then sort of whooshes up into the ceiling. And the room is still glowing and warm, but the face is no longer there. But you two, looking out the window, or you're at the door, my bad, at the door, you can now sense that there is a big source of light coming from the roof.
No, I'm going outside. I'm taking a look.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see? All right,
Porter, throw me up there.
are you guys going to stay inside, or are you going to run out with them?
I'm running out. Oh.
I will stay inside.
You're going to stay inside?
I want to run out too.
Okay, so everyone who runs outside, what you see is that the wooden figure on top of this chapel is now made of pure gold. And it begins to glow rapidly. And a beam of pure light shoots out and just eviscerates the soldiers marching towards you.
Yeah.
You see another beam of light shoot out. It shoots all the way across the town, and you see an explosion about where the mansion is.
Ah, screw that guy.
And then all of a sudden, it all just stops. He did. I just knocked my dragon off the table. Father Nathanson and Clarissa walk out, and they just sort of stand with you all and say nothing for a moment. There's, what do you say? And then I was thinking exactly the same thing, my son. I told you Lathander rewards those who believe. So you guys, for the sake of time, I'm gonna say you go to the mansion and it is gone. It exploded. It was absolutely eviscerated by a ray of pure light. However, the storage facilities around it only got a little scorched, and you managed to scrounge up quite a bit of gold. But on the advice of Father Nathanson and Clarissa and Roland, even though you don't like him, you all hightail it out of town quickly and leave it in the capable hands of Father Nathanson and the newly returned Lathander, who is once again here to guard his city of gold.
I don't know, they still sketch me out. But I will leave.
Yeah, I mean, you just murdered a Viscount, so you are now wanted people. But
I didn't do
Like the
it.
god.
you've got gold to show for it.
I agree. Can I
Oh, and,
piggyback on you?
Harp, your name is now Harp, bag of 1,000 pieces of gold.
I don't know, man. Did I steal
Well,
it?
yeah,
Or
you
did I?
should do it.
You stole it. It's stolen.
No, my last name, I prefer my last name be Dragon Scale.
It's not stealing if there are no previous owners.
What if someone steals it and then gives it to Harp?
I hate you guys. All right, so someone else steals it and then hands it to you as a gift. So your name is still Dragon Scale, but each of you now have 1,000 gold, even though this is a one-shot, so that doesn't matter. But just for your own love and safety, you did it.
I guess doing the good thing does.
You resurrected a minor deity today, ladies and gentlemen. So Bulwark, you have just been lifted up onto Porter's shoulders, and you are now sitting on his shoulders.
Let's go find some portfolio.
Let's go find some portcullises.
If this wasn't a one-shot, they'd become secret lovers.
I mean, you two got married at rehearsal, so. All right, so that is our campaign. To those of you who are still watching, I can't see who's watching, which is weird. Thank you guys so much. There's 6. That's honestly 5 more than I thought there would be.
I think you guys.
I think at least 2 of them are from my apartment. Shout out to those.
Whoever's username is IMDCB, I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you greatly. My mom says huzzah, which is not something she's ever said in her entire life, but okay.
Terminology.
So yeah, that was my senior capstone project. Big round of applause virtually and in person for my wonderful players. I couldn't have done this without you guys, especially Mason. I know playing D&D over Zoom virtually, I did it for like a year, and it's really hard, but you did great. I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you guys. 100%. Oh yeah, if you guys ever want another campaign, hit me up. I will definitely. I'll do this again. I was already like, I was planning this campaign, and I was like, all right, if this was like a longer campaign, the god would totally attack them. But like, we don't have time for that. Like, I had so much stuff I didn't have time for.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, this was super fun, you guys, and you get to keep your dice. I'm guessing ninth Dr. Tardis is your girlfriend. I'm just gonna go out on a limb there and say, ninth Dr. Tardis.
Probably.
Hi, Mary. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching, and Be good or be good at it. Night, everybody.